Tell me, what do you see? I see a Pythagorean triangle, and I see a square and compass on that logo. That's the company that I did 2 interviews for. One was phone, one was via basically a live stream, like a Zoom conference. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna try other people. You know why? Because people don't like it when you work for yourself. That's one of the reasons. Plus, there's ageism. They don't like people who are of an older variety. And I'm 46. That's sweet. Look at that car. Nice. You'll see it in a second. It's a white Corvette. I'm not into that stuff. Like, I don't like being low to the ground. I don't like to lean back too far when I drive. I like to have a straight back, sitting straight up in good posture. And that's why I love vans, because I can do all that. And I like being able to be up high off the traffic line. So if there was ever some asshole who is the problem and causes the accident, that I'm above typically the impact line. Now, if somebody's in a truck, then it's like even. But there's been times where I was in a van, and if I was in a car, I would have been dead. But they hit my van instead, and I was up higher. Still knocked me out, gave me a severe concussion, blew the freaking glass out the side window all over me, and literally knocked me out. But it would have been fatal if that fucker in the Yuma pest truck had hit me and I was in a smaller vehicle. So that's what I always want for my daughter, is a big vehicle. So I want her to travel in vehicles that are raised off the ground a little bit. And not really a big truck guy. I mean, a full cab maybe, because it's kind of like having a nice comfortable back seat. But if you're gonna have that space opened up, isn't that like a waste? Unless your goal is to pull a fifth wheel with it, which is like another like $100,000 expense, if not more, then I don't see what the point and purpose is of having that wasted space. Like, why wouldn't you just rather have a van where it's domed off and you have a bed in the back, and then you can have adventures? Like your bench seat, if you have like a little button, it should flatten it's like electronic seat, right? And it'll flatten it to a bed. Or the bench seat by itself is so comfortable, and if you're a short ass like me, you can go end to end without having to bend your knees too much. And you get this, and my daughter's gonna be smaller than me, obviously, so we can sleep in it. She can lay down comfortably, even with the seat up and not being flat. To me, long trips were always the thing that I loved the most about my childhood. So we would drive to Florida, sometimes twice a year. And one time, my grandfather had the Winnebago, and we went down to Florida, and I was like 4, and it was a whole family trip, and it was awesome. And I've always liked that family togetherness in a vehicle feeling, but also, shit goes south. If you can't stand up in your vehicle and you have to live in it, it's gonna be hell. Have that contingency plan in case the world goes fucking upside down. Have a vehicle that you can basically turn into a camper, And so my goal isn't a fucking sports car. You know what I mean? It's like a vehicle that's probably an old Ford E450 that's been camper converted, so that it has so it has water hookups, so that I can be utilized at RV parks and all that shit, and be able to be used and showered in and stuff like that when you're on the go. To me, that's more fun of an idea, even more fun than Overlander shit. Although I would love to turn a van someday, like an E250 at least, into an Overlander van, or off-road as they used to call them. Get suspension, all custom bullshit, and have something that you could rock crawl with and stuff like that. Just because, for the same reason though, it's all about when shit goes south, wouldn't it be nice to have a vehicle that isn't dependent upon flat paved roads that you can see by the Gaza experience. They can just grind the fuck up. Wouldn't you prefer to have a vehicle that could roll on the dirt, you know, roll in uneven terrain? So kind of like Richie from Boston's Jailbreak Overlander, he uses a Toyota. I believe he's using, I think he's using either a 4Runner or no, it's got to be a 4Runner, not a Land Cruiser. I think he could do the same with a Land Cruiser. It just probably costs twice as much. Land Cruisers are no joke as far as how much they cost. Beautiful vehicles. But when it comes to what I think is an ideal vehicle, it's not some Lamborghini. Like when I was 15, maybe, when I was younger than 15, that was what I thought the goal was in life, was Lamborghini and a Ferrari. And now I look back and it's like, nah, I kind of outgrew that like a long time ago. My goal is something that you can actually enjoy and go places and go on adventures and go see the country and go fishing and go hunting and go, shooting at the shooting range and camp in it and do all that fun stuff with your family. And if you can't stand up in your vehicle without bumping your head, then it's kind of a bullshit vehicle, in my opinion. You need to be able to be comfortable in it. If you can cook in it, if you can wash yourself in it, fucking awesome. If you can piss and shit in it, yay, Then you have a house on wheels. And that to me is like worth more than anything. But I have different tastes. I'm not chasing clout or material. I'm a different type of person, I guess. All those things are just measurements, and it's all meaningless because it's nice to have nice things. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying the excess. If I had a shit ton of money, would I ever buy like a McLaren or a Bugatti? No. Fuck no. I would help somebody in my family that's not doing great. I'd put more money away from my daughter. I'd invest it in making the hot sauce business even better. I'd buy clout on the fucking internet, or something. No, I wouldn't buy a $5 million vehicle. That's so stupid. Can you believe that they even cost that much? I think that's insane. And how many people that have them didn't get their money in an ill-gotten gains way? Like, either they're influencing people with bad ideas, or they acquire their money the same way a scumbag Jew would, with like their own version of OnlyFans, like Andrew Tate, right? Exploiting women. It's like, I don't have they shouldn't be in politics. They shouldn't have jobs in corporate. They shouldn't be CEOs of anything. They sure as hell shouldn't be in government. And I don't even think they should be teachers, to be quite honest. They are nurturers, and they should be focusing on the family, personally, is what I think. Insta-hoes, that's bad enough. Having them run your country and dictate shit when they're impressionable and very, very, very emotionally driven, and then people who are good at it know how to manipulate their emotions. Doesn't take much, by the way. No, because then they make decisions for others rather than just themselves when they're in positions that the people aren't being able to say, fuck that, we're not gonna roll with that. You know what I mean? So they opened up this whole road, but yet they didn't open up the turn down road here yet, which sucks because I still can't clock now. As soon as I clock this, I'm sure it'll be like at least 3 miles. It's gotta be more. Some days I jog this, and I've been jogging this at like 115 degrees, 118 degrees. It gets that hot here consistently throughout the summer. Right now it's probably like 70. It'd be probably a better day to jog, but I wanted to be in the sun more and not make this a short trip. I wanted to be getting some rays and what do they call that? vitamin D and all that good shit. I think he might start moving soon. Oh no, his hood's open. Never mind. I was moving away because I thought he was gonna move. How you doing, bud? He's got his laptop out. I think he's doing a diagnostic on it. Something. Oh, he is. Somebody else was called in. He's got the. It's not really a laptop, but it's one of those diagnostic things that looks like one. An Asian in a Honda. How poetic. Yeah. So, on Patreon, look at it. Just because you can't always live the perfect life doesn't mean that you haven't in the past, and it doesn't mean that you don't have wisdom to share. So I'm not going to start off by saying that I've got everything perfectly figured out, but I can tell you what I can tell you. And for 1995, monthly on the Patreon, there's going to be exclusive content there. Take it or leave it. Videos like this one, and more like learning material, history, the British Edda are going to be explained on there, and just basically I'm going to be your history teacher, your matrix deprogrammer, and I'm going to also try to improve your health so that once you understand that there's an active fight going on, whether you're participating in it or not, against you and your family, that you have the physical ability to do something about it and to protect yourselves and your family. So how do you start with that? First, you have to learn your nutrition so you're not dependent on the matrix doctors. When I say matrix, I mean the allopathic death cult. I'm talking about the cult of society, where science and health, or science and medicine, are controlled by the Jewish Saturn banking cult of liars and criminals and killers and child killers. Those are the people that almost all people default trust because they're the doctors. Well, they're not the only game in town. In fact, they're the wrong game. They're an imposter. They're the ones who are poisoning you, pretending that they're helping you. And the doctors themselves may not always know this, but I don't give a shit. I don't think it gives them a pass. If they're that smug, they can't see the error of their own ways after they harm patient after patient, and they consider 5-year survival time with cancer, and you die on 5 years in 1 day. They call that a success, and that's how they run their statistics. It's bullshit. I know somebody, actually Greg Doucette's sister right now, is going through the same thing that my aunt went through when I was younger. She had they told her she had a 5-year life expectancy. And I thought to myself, well, how convenient, because 5 years they consider it a success. I wonder if she knows that she's being statistically fucked. So they're giving her chemo, and she said, if you don't have good blood work, they won't even let you have the chemo because your kidneys or whatever the fuck aren't going to be strong enough for it. And I'm thinking to myself, as if chemo is a privilege, as if that's the right way to solve the problem. And it made me sad, because this is the world that we live in. This is the matrix. This is why we need to deprogram from things, and we need to take Dr. Glidden seriously, and Dr. Monzo seriously, and our nutrition seriously, and the 90 essentials seriously. And not just take them seriously, but fucking take them. Okay? Whether you get them from Longevity, or you get them from Dr. Monzo and Azure Well. Personally, I think you should do a mixture of both. Like, I think if you have the IP6 Supreme with the inositol that helps to pull the iron out of your... Did you know testosterone levels will increase if you don't have oxidative stress? Did you know that? So if there's a shit ton of iron in your muscles, fucking up your copper to iron ratios and screwing up your ATP energy, and you take the IP6 Supreme for about 90 days, you should have better energy, better mental focus and outlook, and higher testosterone if you're a male, or just balanced hormones if you're a female. Pretty cool to know that, right? Additionally, if you take the liquid form of Beyond Osteo Effects from Brenda over at EiffelHealth.com, just tell her that you just tell her that you were referred to them from Ballbusters. So that'll make her feel good. And I don't get anything from that, but just if you guys become members at his membership site. Same dude. What the fuck's he doing? Hey, look, I can drive over here. Hey, look, I can drive over there. Hey, look at me, I can drive over here. They let you. I guess those are street legal around here. It's fucking the little razor weirdo thingies. I mean, maybe I'd get one of those if I had excess money. Right now, I'm worried about a piano for my daughter. Keyboard, I should say, like a real one. 88 key, good stand, nice stool, and maybe if it has an amp, like an exterior amp, not just the speakers that are built in, because that's like usually a cheaper version, but an actual musical instrument keyboard, like what my uncle used to play on when he was in bands. My Uncle Ron. I'll have to ask him what he suggests, because I know they can get expensive, but I want to get her something that will last a while for Christmas. I want to get her something that she'll like to play. Anyhow, where was I going? Oh yeah, take the Beyond Osteo Effects that go with the IP6. They both have the same stuff in it, except the inositol and the other things from the IP6, from what it's sourced from. That helps with the oxidative stress and taking the iron out of your system. Adding the Beyond Osteo Effects to that would give you more of the magnesium and calcium in a super absorbable form for bones and heart and all that stuff. Also, the IP6 will do that, but the IP6 is also kind of designed to do another thing. So if you had both, how much better can that possibly be? This could be great. Most people don't have enough calcium or magnesium, and it's definitely not balanced. So, and again, 90 essential nutrients, the whole food multivitamin from Azure I'm taking, my daughter's taking, Rebecca's taking. The Fulvic-Humic acid from Dr. Monzo, I've had that before. And I've had the plant-derived minerals from Eiffel Health many times. And I'm going to get more Fulvic. I'm trying to think which one to get next so that Farrah will take it. Probably I think I'm going to go with the IP6, honestly. The IP6 Supreme is a powder. The capsules, I don't know, powder. But yeah, magnesium and calcium are big deals. So if you want to know the full rundown, it's the Fulvic-Humic acid, the cod liver oil, the whole food multivitamin, and the IP6 Supreme. That gives you the 90 essential nutrients from Azure. There's a thing called the Healthy Foundation Pack from Longevity that you can also order from Eiffel Health that'll give you the 90 essentials as well. But when you know that these are things that deficiencies cause 99% pretty much, a lot. The majority of all illnesses are deficiencies in one and usually multiple nutrients that the doctors never even address. Health coaches never talk about that you need. They talk about proteins and macros and all this other bullshit, but they don't know shit about shit when it comes to nutrients. They don't know anything about minerals. They think that you go into an old age stage and you should be worried about your testosterone levels and TRT and all this other shit. Like, how about you just fix your body by giving it the raw materials it needs in order to create the hormones and to also do all the other functions in your body? Because once everything's working optimally, it will disperse. It basically it prioritizes, but based on the energy it has and the material it has, what it'll do. If you're taking a bunch of pharmaceuticals, it's stripping you of all your nutrients. Get off the freaking deadly get off the deadly pharmaceutical shit completely. Get on the 90 essentials, and then have Dr. Glidden recommend the homeopathics as you need them. He's 4 times now saved me from great deals of pain and when MDs have failed me. Okay? Even so much as having a tooth that was super sore, he told me to get, it's at the house, I gotta remember the name of it. It's something carbonicum. It's not Cali carbonicum, that was a different thing. It's like something that starts with an M, but it worked. And then he told me to get Urtica urens, which is kind of like a stinging nettle plant type of deal. And that was awesome for helping me with the itch. And now I still got to figure out what I made in contact with that gave me the rash in the first place. And then when I had the kidney issues, he gave me remedies then. And so did Dr. Manzo. When I was basically blind for a while, Dr. Manzo and Dr. Glidden came in. They intervened for me, told me what to do. I went almost blind because of pesticides or something walking around. I was jogging one time, and then the other time I was riding my bike on these back roads here, just like straight this way, around farmland that's dusty, and they probably had sprayed it or something. So in the windy day, it's still super hot, probably 115 degrees that day or 110, riding my bike one of the times with glasses on, and I still couldn't see, had milky shit in my eye for like a couple weeks, and I started telling them about it, and they're like, oh, do this, and that, this pressure point, this thing, this homeopathic, and boom, fixed it. And the other time was the kidney stone. Cali carbonicum got rid of the pain, and then another thing he told me to get, a tincture, broke up the kidney stone, so when it passed, it was painless. It was great, and I knew that it was happening because I could sense it, but it was like, we're talking like finer than sand, rather than being the size of a pencil eraser. So, pretty awesome stuff. Yeah, it's important to pay attention to who actually knows what they're doing, and to stop paying attention to the people who have been harming us. We do that, we regain our health, we regain our minds, and it should be just a natural flow of things. What else have they been lying to us about? And I can show you what they have been lying to us about. I've been doing that on my show for quite a long time, but I'm going to do it specifically in more of like a educational structure on that tier. It's the 3rd tier on Patreon. I'm making videos specifically for that, so if people want to be members, they can become members there, and we'll go over things so you can, look at that. See the little guy? Do you see him? Hummingbirds all over here. It's pretty cool. All right, till then.